2023, no Southeasterner should vote for a Southwest presidential candidate, Prof. Udinta. Welcome to the news, and thank you for tuning in to listen. Former National Secretary of the defunct Alliance for Democracy, AD, Prof. Udinta described the present zoning of the political positions of the country as dubious, insisting that no voter from the Southeast should vote for a presidential candidate from the Southwest geopolitical zone. Hey, with all those things, no problem. We all know that it is not no longer news that people are drumming their support for the Southeastern region. A lot of people are drumming their support. A lot of people are coming out, even for the Southwest. Some people they even say South. They don't say Southwest or Southeast. Now it is now left for the region to, sort themselves out. Yes, it is a time, or the time is ripe, or it is long overdue for the Southeasterners to be at the helm of affairs. But I think something is holding them. People are using the fact that this Biafra agitation is going to deny them of this, while some others are saying the ability of that particular region, which is now in a chaotic one. Yes, there's no chaos in that particular region, which I think is just a plot to make sure that the presidency is not does not come to the Southeastern region. Let's find out more. The news in detail. Please stay with us. Udinta further declared the support for the presidential aspiration of Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed, who, according to him, comes from the Northeast region that is as politically marginalized as the Southeast region. The former director with the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution, IPCR, Abuja, in a press conference on Monday at the NUJ Press Center, Abuja, explained that his support for Governor Mohammed days back the deafening drum for a president of Igbo extraction was because no politician from the Southeast with presidential ambition has approached him for support and collaboration. Udinta, who was also one of the coordinators of Transformation and Ambassadors of Nigeria, TAN, that worked for the ill-fated re-election of President Goodluck Jonathan in 2015, accused the Southwest of attempting to institutionalize political hegemony, which also was a stock in the trade of the Northwest, by expressing interest in the presidency in 2023, even as the zone has produced a president for 8 years and a vice president for another 8 years, while the Southeast and Northeast, as well as North Central, are yet to have a shot. The leader of the Eastern Mandate Union, EMU, said his support for Governor Mohammed was part of a strategic plan to check the Southwest from further incursion into the presidency in 2023, for according to him, the zone does not have the moral rectitude for further expression of interest. He also cautioned voters from the Southeast to refrain from supporting or voting for any candidate from the Southwest. I do not expect any proud Easterner to cast a vote for a Southwest presidential candidate. The Southwest of this country stands morally disqualified. Whoever is in the Southwest, called by whichever name, is rapacious in his appetite and insufferable greedy to seek for this purpose. The PDP and the APC and the South and the Southwest ought to have spoken powerfully. None of our children will contest for this presidency, he said. He further explained that the principle of power rotation, zoning or power shifts between the North and South, was amorphously couched by politicians to create confusion so as to usurp the opportunities of weaker zones from being elected into presidency. He argued that zoning could have been better defined so that all the 6 geopolitical zones will be unambiguously mentioned. He said, "The current construct of power shift to the South is fraudulent, is mischievous, is duplicitous. It concealed the issue of a Southeast marginalization through the creation of a false binary structure, a binary between the North and the South. Politicians are duplicitous, and not sincere in their quest for power shift. So when the leads are confusing the rest of the country about an amorphous power shift to the South, with a subsequent in the Southwest power position club, or a South-South pole position to grab, it is better to have a regard action with the likes of Bala Mohammed, who is eminently qualified. Now I'm not dealing with his competence, which is very clear, the doctrine of his necessity, He led the integrity group in the Senate without looking at geography and demography. And considering the factors it affects my people, overwhelmed by his dubious, fraudulent, indeterminate power shift to the south, it is better to have a progressive northern as part of our own collective bargaining and conversation in the southeast. It is better to have a president even from the north that will mainstream our people into the political, strategic and defense power play so as not to lose completely. On why he is not working with Senator Pius Anyim or Mazes Sam or Habonwa that have already declared interest for the 2023 presidency, he continued, I am not a wizard to know what you want. I'm not going to ask anybody to come and become president. And if you want to become president and you don't even meet me and ask me clearly to help you in becoming president, how will I know you really want my support to become the president? But for God's sake, you and I are not aspiring to be president. We don't know who is aspiring to be president unless you step out and say you want to be president. Bala has made some statements that are passed here and there. Nobody took that very serious until he went to see Jonathan, and that is a very official move. A former president, and the whole world covered it. But the one I'm not going to stand with, I'm not going to stand with spiritual guidance from God, with intellectual strength I have, with my moron tissues to see my generation after 16 years of presidency. Anybody from the side of a town to step out and say you want to become president, that is an insult to our people, diminishing their humanity. It does not show fidelity, compassion, brotherhood. These are the things which you see in politics, and people like us are there to expose them. And this is what I'm beginning to do today in this conversation, to expose the shenanigans, he said. Okay. He just expressed the character of an Igbo person. Betrayal. Hey. This prof makes my heart bleed. Is there any northerners opposing any easterners against any northerners?
In as much we talk about power rotation and what have you, everybody is entitled to vie for any position, and the power lies in the hands of the political parties to present who they want to present as their candidates. And also, all these people who are always coming out to say, oh, one Nigeria, one Nigeria. But when it comes to politics, nobody talks about one Nigeria. And that is to tell you that they are all hypocrites. All of them are all hypocrites. Even the so-called South East politicians, the Southwest and the other politicians from other regions, they are all hypocrites. They don't mean it. They just say it with mouth. It is only when they want to share stuff. That is when they talk about one Nigeria. But it's just unfortunate.